This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. When you visit the doctor, you probably hand over your insurance, your ID, and contact details. It's just one of the many places that has your personal info. And if any of them accidentally expose it, you could be at risk for identity theft. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second. If you become a victim, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Menopausal and perimenopausal women, listen up. It's time to take control of your health and comfort, and Winona is here to help. Winona is a telemedicine company for menopause care who believes that your symptoms are real, important, and deserve to be taken seriously. And for many women, this starts with hormone replacement therapy. Winona's HRT is made with plant-based, bioidentical hormones rather than synthetic ones, so it better aligns with your body to offer relief from hot flashes, weight gain, and other uncomfortable symptoms. 80% of women who use Winona find relief within just 90 days. So, what are you waiting for? Get started today. Visit buywinona.com today to start your free visit. With free shipping and the ability to pause or cancel at any time, your path to wellness has zero obligations. Use code SPRING24 at buywinona.com for 25% off your first treatment plan. That's BYWINONA.com for 25% off. Winona. Menopause care made easy. Summer is the season of hot temperatures, outdoor adventures, and refreshing water activities. Summer is also the season of rough on your feet, causing dry, cracked heels and toes. Introducing Babyfoot, the original exfoliation foot peel that contains 16 natural extracts formulated to remove dead skin cells in 3 easy steps. Apply the booties, relax for an hour, then wash your feet. In 14 days, you've got baby smooth skin and your feet have never been softer. Letting dead skin cells build up over time is hazardous to your foot health. Our professional-grade DIY products, like our original exfoliation foot peel, our men's foot peel, or our moisturizing mask, are some of the best foot care products on the market, created with your foot health in mind. Pamper yourself with a spa day from the comfort and convenience of your own home with Babyfoot. If you want a chemical-free, easy-to-use exfoliating process from the company that created the original foot peel, it's time to treat yourself to Babyfoot. Go to babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24 and get 20% off your first order with Babyfoot. That's babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24.
Hello, and welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. I'm your host, Becky Feldman, and get those menorahs out and light them, because today's episode is on fire. Today, my guests and I are reviewing one of the most original erotic romances I've ever read. It's called Craving Flight by USA Today bestselling author Tamsen Parker. So the author, Tamsen Parker, came up with the idea for this novella from a writing prompt in the Goodreads BDSM group. And the idea became this fascinating romance that takes place in an Orthodox Jewish community. Our protagonist, Tzipora, is this smart and independent woman. She's a sexual, submissive, and recent convert to the Orthodox Jewish community. She quickly meets and marries Elon, the hunky butcher, who meets her sexual need to be dominated. However, Elon is emotionally distant, and the Orthodox community has been far from welcoming to Tzipora, making her question if she really belongs. Now, the digital version of the book does meet my qualification of being $5 and under. However, this book was recommended to me by one of the lovely proprietresses of the Ripped Bodice here in Los Angeles. The Ripped Bodice is a bricks-and-mortar romance novel bookstore. I have been loving going there. It is now one of my favorite places in Los Angeles. So if you're interested in buying the book, I definitely recommend getting the paperback from the Ripped Bodice. The link to the book is on the blog at tstlpodcast.com, or you can visit therippedbodicela.com. So my guest today, that I am calling up to the bema, if you will, is Jennie Pierson. She's a good friend of mine and one of the funniest actresses and comedians that I know. She's been on Blackish and on the TV show Powerless, and she will soon be appearing in the remake of Valley Girl. So please enjoy 2 totally adorable Jewish girls reviewing Craving Flight.
Jennie, welcome to Too Stupid to Live.
Thank you.
I'm very excited that you are here discussing this book with me. So I usually ask the guests, like, have they ever read a romance novel before?
Yeah.
And you have not, if that's
No,
correct.
I never have read a romance novel.
Okay.
This was my first one, and it was different than I expected it to be.
Yes, and this was a different book than I have ever read before. It's very original, very unique. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It does take place in an Orthodox Jewish community, and you and I both have Jewish backgrounds.
We're both Jews.
We're both
Jewesses.
Jews. We're both Jewesses.
Of varying. Or how did you get raised? Conservative or Reform?
What about you?
I was raised conservative.
Okay.
And my brother is Orthodox.
Interesting.
He was raised he's a bunch of years younger than me. He was raised Orthodox.
Okay.
And my mom for a time was Orthodox as well.
Okay.
So I do have a lot of It was like when I was in high school, I'd say that my mom and brother were like really involved in the Orthodox synagogue.
Okay.
So I do have experience with Orthodox Judaism. And it did inform how I felt about this book.
Yeah. I mean, there were things about this book that I know about Orthodox Judaism, but the kind of the hypocrisy and, like, I don't know, the misogyny and, like, all of these things in this book that I just, like, haven't recognized. But, like, I don't know about you, but we were raised, being raised Reform, we always thought, like, Orthodox Jews were more pious than us.
Right.
And henceforth they were better than us.
Right,
They were
right.
better at being Jewish people.
Yeah,
and
That's what they think too.
See, that's interesting.
I feel like, but there's so many different levels. I always feel like with Judaism, the what is it? The Midrash? No. Like whatever, the Haftarah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Is like the book of all the rules.
Yeah.
It's like the thing that tells you all the different rules. And there's so many rules to follow. And then your level of Judaism depends on how many of those rules you follow.
Yes. Okay.
So, like, if you go to synagogue on high holidays and maybe, like, don't eat bacon.
Yeah.
Like,
bare minimum.
you're like Reform or something.
Yeah.
And then, like, conservative, like, we kept kosher in our house. We went to synagogue. I had a bat mitzvah. We went to synagogue every Saturday. We did Passover. We did all of the Jewish holidays. We had Shabbat every week.
Yeah.
That's, like, conservative. And then Orthodox is, like, following, like, even more rules, like, of kashrut, which is keeping kosher. And, like, there are so many. And then within the Orthodox sect, there are even more different levels.
Right. And that's, I think, was kind of in this book, too.
Yeah.
What was it like for you having your mom and your brother Orthodox and you were not?
It was really hard.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, because I didn't really, I didn't get raised with it, and I think too at the same, I was at the same time that my mom and my brother got more religious, I was becoming like an atheist, like a hardcore atheist.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I was like being really rebellious in every aspect of my life. You know, I was like a teen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we went in complete opposite directions. So it was like really hard for me when all of a sudden we were like, have timers on the lights.
Yeah.
Although I just think kind of that's maybe like a lot of our parents have timers on their lights.
I mean, we didn't.
Yeah. That's just like a generational thing.
We just left all the lights on.
But like not watching TV or like not my mom really never imposed it on me. But it was weird to see that. Like, oh, my mom's all of a sudden like not watching TV a Saturday during the day and they're at synagogue and like it was strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your like relationship to Judaism now?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
This is something I've been struggling with as of late.
Me too.
Actually.
I think.
I always have gone in kind of like a waves. Like we were talking about high school, like I rebelled furiously and then came back to it sort of like because I enjoyed the traditions or I like a Passover Seder or like the idea of community is nice.
Yeah.
And that was kind of how I felt for a while. Like I don't feel religious. I don't believe in God.
Yeah.
But I feel very Jewish because I have a lot of anxieties and like I'm beginning to develop allergies.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to have a lot of trouble with religion in general recently, and Judaism included, and sort of not understanding. I specifically with the Orthodox tradition, all the rules baffle me. Yeah. I don't quite understand the idea of like following all of those rules.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just because I don't like rules. I do understand. I do understand why people do it. It gives you security. It gives you a sense of structure.
And like that, a reason.
That resonates with me, and I understand that. But for me personally, I find it arbitrary. Like, because I don't believe in God. So why would I follow this rule?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me personally. But I do get it, why people do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm in like a difficult place with my Judaism right now.
I am too, because I'm an atheist and I don't do any of the Jewish things. Like unless like when you were like come over for a Seder, and I'm like, okay, like I'll come over for a Seder.
Yeah, I used to do like more stuff like that, like have a Hanukkah thing, have a Passover thing, just for friends or something. Yeah. And now I like really almost don't want to do that anymore. Yeah. Like I don't understand it. It's not sinking in.
Right. Yeah. But then like recently when like there's this rise of like anti-Semitism in this country, and I'm finding myself very like viscerally upset about it. And it's like, I don't know if I feel like it's coming from some part of me that's like that does identify with Judaism.
Yeah, like a deep place where like you feel I definitely feel Jewish. Yeah. And there is something like when I meet another Jewish person, like there is an invisible thread. Like I get it. I understand what your parents are like immediately.
Yeah.
Like
totally.
I know what your family is like right away. Yes. Like there is some sort of understanding. You know, especially if you were raised or had a bat mitzvah, it's like we get it. Yeah. We understand something about each other.
Right. Well, I remember we were doing like this improv show, and like you and I realized you are from California. You were raised in California. I'm from New Jersey, and we both sang the same songs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. What was that?
We sang like
tree. What is the
like
tree
it
of
is
life?
a tree
of life too. Those little paths to it, and all of its supporters are happy.
Oh yeah. And then we like then you and I sang it during an improv show.
An improv show.
And then who is that songwriter? The lady songwriter.
Yeah. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we exalted. Miriam and the women danced the whole night long.
That was great.
That was really good. And that's like Miriam was a feminist.
She was a feminist.
She was a feminist.
I love that song when we would sing it because it was like the one exciting and it was a song about women.
I know.
And it was just like I loved the tune. I loved the thinking of the dancing women and
yeah, it's great. I love that book, The Red Tent. Did you ever read that?
No, I've never read it.
Oh, it's really good.
Okay.
It's the imagined story of what was her name? She was the only sister of the brothers of Israel, like Asher, Jacob, all Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat brothers. Like, yeah, sure. So I think her name. I can't remember what her name is, but she was She was like the youngest and the only sister of all of them, and so it's the imagined story of her, but it's the story of like Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. So like all of the women. Yeah, and it's all about childbirth and. Her story, because she's only ever mentioned one time in the Old Testament where she marries like a prince of some other place, and then all of her brothers essentially like rape and pillage that village and kill her husband and family. And that's the only time she's ever mentioned in the Old Testament, in this like horrible tragedy where she just gets fucked over. And so the story is like all about her. Yeah. And it's beautiful, and it's really like women and our menstrual cycles, and women in the village used to all have menstrual cycles together, and they would go to the red tent to bleed, and then it would be also like coordinated with the full moons, and then they would like celebrate the end of their periods and the full moon and like all of it all together.
Awesome.
Like,
it's called The Red Tent.
Yeah, I have it. You can borrow it.
Yeah, I would love to borrow it. That sounds great.
It's like beautiful. It's really one of my favorite books.
Oh yeah, I'm reading that next. Well, speaking of Jewish women.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, my struggle with Judaism right now is finding the feminist that resides within.
Sure.
If you are religious. And I think that this book kind of touches on that a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
she's
a modern woman. And
yeah, because I was thinking when I was driving over here, I was like, is this book feminist?
Yeah.
And like, I think, and I was like,
good question.
No. Like, for a second, I was like, no. I mean, it's like the I feel like their community feels like just there are elements that bother me of how women are treated. But then I'm like, no, it is, because feminism is about being able to make choices for yourself, and she made this choice for herself.
That's true. Yeah. I guess it's like a little hard to understand when I'm like, how are you a feminist?
Yeah.
And you have to cover your hair and you can't do all these things and you have to cook a certain way. And seems like everyone's mad at her.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Everyone's always mad at her.
And she just the embarrassment she like just carries upon herself is just
I know, it's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
That was hard for me about this book.
Yeah.
Is like how tortured she was.
Yeah.
And like about to crumble into pieces like at any moment.
Yeah.
And I don't think she ever found any relief from that, honestly.
No. Yeah, no relief.
No.
Okay, well, the book is Craving Flight. And usually we talk about the cover of the book because because it was like, sexy men, but like the cover of this book is just a feather.
Yeah, it's just a feather. It's so sad.
Yeah,
I wanted like something sexy.
I wanted like I don't know, like a guy with the tallest, and he's just like
or just a tallest around her.
Yeah.
Or like two kippas on both of her boobs.
Yeah. Yeah, like I would have wanted that.
Yeah.
Or just like giving a Torah portion, but like just naked. Just a naked rabbi at the bima.
I guess that would be kind of like sacrilege.
Of course, yes.
You couldn't really show that, I guess.
No, but like who would know? Like in terms of, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I at least wanted like a hot guy on the cover for heaven's sake.
I know. Yeah, I was surprised that there wasn't one, but it's an interesting choice.
It is.
Did you come up with a tagline?
Yes.
For the book?
Okay, so I had two ideas. Okay, my first one, I don't think either of them are very good.
I'm sure they are wonderful. Stop Sephora-ing
yourself.
You're right. Stop being an old Sephora right now.
Stop being a Sephora.
Yeah.
My first idea was tied up in his love. Oh. Which probably has been done before.
No, that's the first time I heard it, and I think that's wonderful.
And I was like, I should choose that one because that's more about her. Because my other idea was The Butcher's Dirty Secret.
That's fantastic. That's also like...
But that made it more about him than her.
Yeah, but it is interesting because you don't... Like, there was something about the book where you don't know how he knows so much about BDSM. And like,
I know!
She's like, have you done this before? And he's like, yes, and wouldn't say anymore. And like, but the whole time I'm curious, like, how does he know how to do all these ropes?
Yeah.
And like, do the hooks and the...
And the whole attitude, he got right on point, and he makes her come within 5 seconds. I mean, like, how does he just know how to... Especially all the like weird like knots and ropes and stuff. Like, how do you just know how to do that?
Yeah, it was great. And like he knew how to put like arnica lotion on her after she was done.
I
And
know.
It's like, I mean, like I guess that's like romantic and all of, because there's something about romance of like guys like they know how to please you and that's like good. But
exactly.
I would have liked to have known.
Yeah, there was only that one line of like his teacher was thorough.
Yeah.
Like, I guess this old rabbi is just teaching all these dudes how to be horny. Which is, I don't think is true.
No.
Like in the Orthodox. I don't really know any of that.
Yeah.
I just know I worked at a kosher butcher when I was 19.
Okay.
So I worked for this guy, but he wasn't sexy or anything.
Right,
like,
yeah.
He wasn't horny.
Yeah.
He was very interested in my dating and sex life, though.
Oh, that's
and like thinking back on it now, it's a little weird.
Yeah,
like he would ask me
creepy.
very personal questions.
Oh.
And I was like 19 in college. I worked there for a summer when I was home.
Yeah.
And like he asked me a lot.
Oh, that's really weird. I don't know.
But the butcher's son, hot.
What was he like?
Because he was not the actual, it was like the butcher who owned it was like a rabbi. But then the actual guy who did the butchering was just like a professional butcher.
Yeah.
And his son was my age and would sometimes come and help. Yeah. And we would flirt.
Ooh.
And he was just gorgeous.
Jenny and the Butcher's
I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Okay, so my tagline, I don't think it like encompasses the book that much, but I have... She's spreading her wings, and he's spreading her legs.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah. That's really good.
I wanted something with being tied up, though, and I like she's tied up.
But the bird thing was so, prevalent in the book, which I also kind of didn't really understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
I guess that's like a BDSM thing?
It is. Like, I feel like this is going to show how vanilla I am.
I know, me too. Like, I don't know anything.
But, like, there's a freedom... There's like, I think it's like when someone's like with bondage, when someone's tied up, they realize how free they are. And it's like, and it's like she feels free when she's tied up.
I guess if you feel like out of control in your life, there could be something like, how they say like, like politicians or people who are in charge like to be dominated in the bedroom.
Yeah.
It's like maybe like something about that. Like if you feel like you don't have feet on the ground or something in your life or something, then being tied up could do that for you sexually.
Yeah.
Then that could be fulfilling in some way.
That's interesting. Yeah, it was interesting why she was like, again, why she was interested in being a sub when she's a sub in Jewish culture. You know what I mean?
I know, that's what I thought was weird too. Yeah. Like it seems actually like awful.
Yeah.
Like I did not really find these sex scenes sexy.
Yeah.
Because it was because of that reason.
Yeah.
I was like, she's so like she doesn't get to do anything.
Yeah, like she's just like not in charge of anything. It's interesting that she can keep her job and can still work and like has her classroom and stuff.
And
but
I guess she's like competent and in charge in the classroom and has some control over her students or something.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it does seem like so you're like tied up in your headscarves and you're tied up in the bedroom and you're like it kind of I almost would say if I didn't know a woman wrote this that a man did.
I suppose so.
Just full submission all the way around.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, I know that women like to be submissive and stuff, but like, it was that was an interesting choice.
Right.
On my
end. I guess like if that's your sexual preference, it really doesn't have anything to do with like how you live your life.
Of course not.
That's just only, the thing that helps you get off.
Right. Yeah. I guess maybe like stylistically, I was like expecting that to be.
Me too.
Be
like thematically.
Thematically. Yeah. So do you have like a sexy scene you want to read from the book?
Yeah. Okay. So again, and I think too, this is partly because I'm not into pain.
Right, sure.
Like, that to me is too painful.
Yes, yeah.
So, like, a lot of the BDSM stuff, I was like, I don't, like, this makes me, it makes me just, like, uncomfortable a little bit because I'm imagining it hurting, and I don't want anything to hurt.
Right, of course.
Me, personally, I do not find pleasure in that.
Right, okay.
So
yeah, just set it up a little bit,
So, for me, it was, like, all the stuff like before the pain.
Yes. like the flirtation.
Yeah, the flirtation. Or like the first time. I liked their first kind of sexual encounter because it was kind of sensual.
Yeah.
And like they clearly had a lot of chemistry and like lust for each other. So like the first time that they got to finally like kiss or whatever kind of was like exciting. So yeah, this was the first time that they like do anything sexual. Okay. His thumbs are stroking my arms, and the purposeful contact curbs my breath. I haven't been touched for so long in a covetous way, and I ache for it. More. When one of his hands leaves my body, I want to protest, but it lands at the side of my neck before I can. It makes me sigh and take a step forward, closer to him. So close I can feel the heat of his body, hear the sound of his breath. Elon, may I kiss you? Of course. It's silly, but it delights me that he's asked. Thank you. When his lips hit mine, I'm glad he gave me a warning. This is not a tentative meeting of unfamiliar mouths. This is hunger, pure and simple, and it's echoed by the tightening of his hand at my neck, the squeeze of his fingers, knowing what they could take from me with all of their restrained power, floods me. Yes, it will be so easy to pretend with this man. I was like, I don't know if I like that last line. I don't really get it, but
yeah,
I guess. I think because she was talking about how she wasn't sure if she would have to like pretend to be attracted to him or something.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is like she doesn't tell him what she likes in bed yet. I think at that scene where she's like, I like to be heard.
Yeah, that was like right before that happens.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty fast. Like, they kiss for a while, and then they go right to the bedroom, and then he's like, what can I do to please you?
Yeah.
And she's like, hit me.
Right. Which, did you find that interesting? Because, like, well, first of all, Elon and Sephora, like, they're both, like, matched by the Yenta of this group, Bina, the rabbi's wife. They only date for 2 months, and then they're just like, we're getting married.
Yeah.
And it's like solely, at first you see, it's like solely for procreation, which is but like, what was interesting about that scene is that they're like getting to know each other sexually for the first time. And then when you were talking about like, what can I do to please you, of how like, that seems like it's a tenet in like Judaism of like the pleasing the wife.
It's actually it's actually a rule.
Oh,
like that the man has to go down on his wife.
Really?
Yeah. It's like in the fucking Midrash or whatever that book is called. It was all the rules.
It was my Torah portion. My Torah portion is about oral sex.
Oral sex.
Well, yeah. Well, like what was interesting about that, and it was kind of leads into my scene, is he goes down on her and he's like, you taste earthy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she wants to give him a blowjob, and he's like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. And then I'm just like,
it's kind of like great.
Right? I started thinking about going to my sleepaway camp things, and I'm like, all these guys who got blowjobs literally all the time were committing sins.
Yeah. Because that's also just like modern, right? These are like very orthodox people.
Yes, very.
Like, I didn't grow up with, and they're like super insular in this book.
Totally.
That's what was like a little hard for me to fantasize about, because I think I know that world too well.
Yeah.
It's like, it would be easy for me to fantasize about Amish people or Mormons or something like that, but like, like, this is too close to home.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So he just went down on her, and she's like, I reached between us, palming his length through his pants and giving him a gentle squeeze to return the favor. He closes his eyes and groans, no. But surely with all the liberal ideas he has about sex, he can't hold too strict interpretation on the prohibition of spilling of his seed. I've been told oral and even anal were okay if it wasn't to the exclusion of having sex in a way that could get you pregnant. So what's his problem? No, his eyes snap open, and I don't dare argue, though I feel a bit chastised. I didn't mean to sound harsh, it's just that when I was growing up, that particular rule was beaten into us, and it stuck with me. I have a hard time. And then she goes, you don't have to come in my mouth. He makes a strangled sound and then shakes his head, the corner of his mouth curling up. That's the thing, Sephora. At this very second, I can't be sure I have that kind of self-control.
Oh.
So was his dad being like, son, don't get blowjobs?
I guess, like, okay, so this reminds me, I think there is a rule where, like, you can't spill your seed. Like, your seed has to be kept for babies.
Okay.
So, like, you can't do anything that's going to, like, spill the seed and waste it.
Right.
Like, I don't think that they can masturbate.
Yeah, that was in there, too. Because, like, she's like, he probably doesn't have experience. But yet she's, like, masturbating all the time. And it's like, I'm thinking about him when I touch myself.
Well, I think it's okay for women.
Yeah.
It literally has something to do with the semen. It's like your babies. Like, you can't kill your babies.
Which that is so interesting that, because that was never anything. I mean, like, obviously they didn't tell us that in Hebrew school of like, ladies, you're allowed to. But like, this is what I find interesting is that this community is so concerned about having babies and continuing, like, keeping their community alive.
Yeah.
Yet here they have a woman who is like very willingly wanting to join this community, and then they ostracize her.
Yeah.
And that I had a problem with.
Jews don't like it when they want to be like Jews want to, or people want to convert, or especially like super religious Orthodox people like want to be kept very insular.
Yeah.
And so can just be judgmental.
Yeah.
Like I know like people in the community that like my mom was a part of, not a lot of them, because I think it was more of a modern Orthodox kind of place where everybody worked in the real world and like it wasn't so insular and not so judgmental. And certainly the people that my mom were friends with were not that way.
Yeah.
But I think that within the synagogue there were people who would like talk shit. Like,
that's terrible.
Those Jews aren't doing Rosh Hashanah, you know, those Jews aren't doing this. Like, that's not good enough. But then they'd also talk shit about, like, Chabad, which is, like, the level above, which is, like, that's too crazy.
Yeah.
It's just, like, you just, you know, like, maybe all Jews, you just can't win.
No. God, like, we're never good for
we're
you,
never
are
good enough.
we?
Nobody's ever good enough.
That, to me, was very surprising because I feel like I don't know. I mean, I was Reform. We barely, I mean, I will say I put in the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And like we never like honestly, I'll be honest with you, Jenny, like it felt like people were more judgmental about what everyone's bat mitzvah parties like included, like how many ice sculptures you had, as opposed to like how religious you are.
Right.
And it's weird. This I found weird of like how mean everyone was to her.
Yeah, they're mean. I also think maybe a lot of that is in her head because she is hard on this. It's almost like hard to read. Like this woman is hard on herself.
Yeah.
And really mean to herself and about to break down into tears like at every moment.
Yeah.
Which was also what was difficult about these sex scenes is it's like in her real life, she's breaking down into tears like at the drop of a hat, like anything can crumble her.
Yeah.
And then something about like the BDSM sex, because I guess I don't really, again, I'm super vanilla. I don't totally understand. Is part of the thing is to like cry, like release or something, because it seems like she was breaking down into sobs.
Yeah, there was
like,
a scene
every time they had sex.
Yeah.
And I was like, this seems like a nightmare.
I know. There wasn't like this was the first book because I have read like some BDSM stuff and never had, and not enough to like really be an expert on this, but this was the first time like where a woman has sobbed and liked it and wanted to sob.
Yeah.
And like I agree with you. Like she literally the vitriol she says towards herself over messing up a kosher dinner.
Yeah.
One kosher dinner is heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
She's so mean. And then she thinks everybody's judging her and constantly remembering this one time. And she's so crazy and she can't get anything right. And like, it seemed like she has a good job. She teaches. She has a PhD. She actually seems very well put together.
Yeah. And what bothered me also is that Elon is like, he's like, don't worry, little bird. You'll get the dinner right at one point.
Yeah.
And it's like, shut the fuck up. She messed up one thing. As if you're Mr. Perfect. You like you say 2 words to her all day and like and it's basically like like you'll get it next time.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
I know. He's like hardly even speaking.
Yeah. I do want to talk about, I'm not going to say this correctly, but her niddah when she's on her period and that that section of the book, because that is something that I had to, and I took
how did you feel
with.
about that?
It made me infuriated.
Did you know that was a thing?
I did know that like the women like they have to sleep in separate beds and do the mikvah.
Yeah.
But it was Elon's behavior towards her that I had, because she's like, I'm on my period, and he's like, whoa, like he stepped back from her as if she's dirty.
Right. And
that was what I took issue with.
Yeah, it's so weird, like, because this woman, you know, she thinks of herself as a feminist and modern and everything, and she's like, this is my choice, but there's still this like idea of grossness, or there's still this like men can't touch you because they can't handle it or something, or just like anything is gonna send them flying into erection city or something. And I don't understand how you reconcile that in your head.
Of course. I completely agree with you. It's like I don't know if this is the same or not, but it is like when girls have a stricter dress code in school than boys, and it's like they're always it's a ghost. Like they're being sent home from school and because in order to like protect the boys from like ogling or shouting things at them.
It's not fair. It's also not fair for there to be rules that you have to follow, and you have to do this, and then you feel comfort inside of those rules.
Yeah.
But then your husband is acting disgusted because you have your period, and even though this is a thing, this is what even you're told to do, what you're supposed to do, and you still can't win.
Yeah.
You still are disgusting, and you have to like not touch your husband. Like, I find that so anti-feminist. It's really hard. It's really hard for me to wrap my head around too.
Yeah, and it just like it adds to this stigma. It will like. First of all, like periods shouldn't be treated as something that's disgusting, and and it's like I feel like a lot of like the rules of Judaism is based on like cleanliness. Doesn't it feel that way?
Totally.
Like you have to wash your hands before this, and
don't eat pigs; they have worms.
Exactly. Like that's why like kosher happened was because everyone was like not cooking pigs right or whatever.
Yeah, we're just all a bunch of like OCD clean freaks.
Yeah.
If they had hand sanitizer in the ancient times, that would be put in the Torah.
Totally, yeah. Plus, we'd be eating bacon right now, and I'm eating bacon right now, but because I'm terrible. But yeah, and the fact that like. He doesn't even talk to her when she's on her period.
And it's like a thing. That's like what you're supposed to do.
Really?
So it's hard for me to reconcile that with modern times.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these things feel old and ancient, even, not just old, not even just like, 30 years ago, but like ancient.
Yeah.
How do we update that to modern time?
Yeah.
Because I had a friend growing up whose parents were very Orthodox, and she would sleep over at my house once a month when we would know that her mom had just finished her period. Like her mom would go to the mikveh and come back, and she would spend the night.
Oh my God.
Like, so you knew this is like a thing that you did. And I guess it makes sense if you're living in, 400 BC, or whatever, like, or even like Victorian times or something. It kind of makes sense, but it feels like it doesn't make sense anymore for the modern age. And I don't want to shit on religion. Like,
no, of course
if
not.
you practice Orthodox Judaism, that is totally understandable, and it's your choice, and I get it to a certain extent. It is just these sort of little feminist things that I have a hard time with.
Yeah, I agree with you. And yes, if there are rules you want to follow, that's your prerogative and it's your freedom to do that. And I absolutely respect that. But it's the behavior that with like it was Elon's behavior, it was the community's behavior towards
it feels
her.
like she has to do everything.
Yeah.
She's responsible for pleasing everybody, being perfect, following all the rules correctly, and also being kind, being nice, being sexy, being supportive, being understanding, like everything.
Yeah, and no one else is being that way.
No. She's not even expecting it of her husband. She's expecting nothing from him.
Yeah, and that's sad. And that made my heart like bleed for her a little.
I know. I felt bad for her.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I'm like, thank God she's horny for him.
Yeah.
Like, at least she's getting satisfied in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Like, she's, like, having millions of orgasms and, like, is hot for him.
Yeah.
That's, like, the best case scenario, I guess.
Sure. I mean, she is. I'm curious if whatever. It was probably. She was previously married to someone who could not fulfill her sexually. It caused them great strife.
Right.
He cheats on her. Yeah. Whatever. So I do think, great, she's found this husband who, like, can meet her needs sexually and is understanding and wants the same thing. But, like, the fact that he's not emotionally there for her is, like, that's upsetting.
It's really upsetting.
Yeah.
But maybe, like, because he kind of started coming around.
Oh, of course. They have a beautiful happily ever after, which we can spoil. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was just, like, it was very, like, God, what a struggle.
I know.
Yeah. And then his family.
I kept wanting him to, like, her to scream at him.
Yeah. He deserved it. Yeah. He's like, do you, like, first of all, she doesn't even know if he loves her.
I know. And, it's so sad.
Yeah, it is sad. And then he has his, like, kind of mildly misogynistic misogynist like issues.
I feel like he's probably like the least misogynistic of that group. Like he's on the like low end of the spectrum.
Yeah, and he's like he's mad at her when she listens to Regina Spektor.
I know, the pop music, and she's like, she's even hard on herself like for listening to her pop music.
Yeah. I'm like, you should be able to listen to what you
especially
want
if you come from a secular life. It's really hard to just fully switch into it.
Yeah,
I don't know how you do that. But I do think that'll. Oh wait, but she became more religious. Okay, I was thinking she converted. Never mind. Because I feel like a lot of people that convert into Judaism just go for it and convert into Orthodoxy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there was a couple of people in the synagogue that were like that. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. If you're going to do it, you might as well go for it.
So wait, you do have experience like being like in an Orthodox community, like going to and like
I like know these people.
Okay. Yeah.
Which also made it difficult for me to find it sexy.
Sure. Like when you were there, like what was your feelings about it? Like how did you feel?
I mean, again, it was like when I was in high school. And then, you know, when my mom was involved for a while, like through college and after. And I would go to things sometimes, and I had a lot more like as the older I got, the much more understanding I was able to be.
Yeah,
when I was in high school, I was angry at everything. So it was difficult.
Yeah.
I just remember my brother's bar mitzvah. And again, this synagogue that they were in was fairly modern. So you could make mistakes. No one was going to kill you.
Yeah.
And certainly like they understood that like I'm not from this tradition.
Yeah.
So, but at my brother's, I always hated like having to make sure that what I was wearing was appropriate.
Yeah.
That really bothered me. It actually bothers me just like in general at different places. Like even if I'm going to like, I have to dress a little more conservatively, it bothers me that I have to think about that and worry about that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But at my brother's bar mitzvah, they do have a curtain separating the women and men. It's kind of like a little bit of a sheer curtain. And it's a pretty small synagogue there. So women and men sit separately and there is a curtain, but they keep it open a lot of the time. And I was sitting on the end of the aisle, kind of right next to where the men were sitting. And there was this middle-aged man that was sitting there. And I think I must have had my leg crossed, or my skirt was like revealing my ankle or my shin.
Oh my God.
And he saw me, he looked down at my leg, he looked at me, he tisked and wagged his finger, and then he took the curtain and he shut it closed.
Oh,
and I was like, are you? I left. I couldn't attend the rest of the thing. It was so upsetting. It was so upsetting.
Yeah.
Like, it's my fault. This is my fault. And supposedly the reason for like covering up is so men don't get horny for you and can control themselves.
Yeah.
It's a little bit Handmaid's Tale to me, to be honest.
Oh, it is Handmaid's Tale.
It's like we're keeping you safe. Like how in Handmaid's Tale they're always like, you live in a safe world now where you're not going to get attacked and raped and all this stuff. But that's not me. That's you.
Yeah.
You control yourself. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Right. And it's not even like all men. Like, we're just like, so is like, are men being brought up in this world being like, I can rape at any you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like,
right,
that's
exactly.
So terrible.
It's terrible. And it's men not learning about their sexuality and about boundaries because it's already set for them so they don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Which I think is part of why like this rabbi that I worked at the butcher with was very curious about my sex life.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know about it and he was curious and creepy about it and didn't understand his boundaries with me.
Yeah.
And like it was inappropriate. He was inappropriate because I don't think he was raised to be appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that story because there was another part in this book that I found bothersome. So Sephora like teaches like anthropology or whatever. Like she teaches about like different cultures.
Yeah.
And she tells her class about that her new husband is a butcher. And classmates go to the butcher shop and they go and make fun of him. Which
that was awful.
That was awful and heartbreaking. And I did feel for Elon. But when he comes home upset, and he tells her that this happened. The first thing that makes him mad was what the girls were wearing. It wasn't what they were shouting at him. It wasn't that what they were laughing at him.
Oh,
he was like, there were girls showing, like, wearing short skirts and showing their arms.
Right.
That was the thing that made him most upset.
That's
and then,
interesting.
And that, I know it's like such a nuance, and this character was probably very emotional and just like blurting out his feelings.
Right,
but the fact that was the thing that most offended him.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I know, that's sad.
Yeah.
And also, like, but I do think it's horrible that they went and made fun of him, which I also think is crazy.
That was terrible.
Kosher meat is delicious.
Yeah, fuck like, those kids.
You guys go in there, get some food.
Yeah.
Like, don't get some cold cuts, get a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. Get some beastly.
Yeah. Like, have you had, like, a good brisket? Because your life will be changed.
You actually will be in here buying things.
Yeah. And they probably have, like, good baked goods, too.
Oh, hell yeah.
That to me is like...
I highlighted this one passage because I thought it was interesting. Like, she all of a sudden has to learn to make new food. Like, it's funny to me because now, like, I don't think it's that hard to cook with kosher food.
No.
There's like kosher everything now.
Yeah.
And Trader Joe's has a million kosher like stuff. Like, you can still make like curry or whatever.
Yeah.
You can still like make that kind of stuff. You don't have to just eat like stew.
Right. Yeah.
But there was like, she was cooking something and I thought it was kind of funny. Oh, which it's describing her pounding and breading the chicken, setting some mushrooms to saute on the stove, boiling water for the noodles. Like, you're eating breaded chicken, mushrooms, and noodles.
Yeah.
That just sounds so Jewish.
Yeah.
I can't, like...
Yeah.
Like a chicken cutlet, a breaded chicken cutlet with some mushrooms and egg noodles.
And like
you can do better in the modern day.
Yeah. And okay, so I have a question for you. Like, so she got mad at herself. Like the big thing that like really ruined her life being in this community was that she made brisket and it wasn't kosher. And the reason why it wasn't kosher is that she used non-kosher chili powder.
I know.
And like, what made that chili powder like non-kosher?
Oh, well, okay, I do know a bit about this.
Okay.
So if you keep strict kosher like this, everything has to have a kashrut, a kosher sign on it. And if you have a spice company, if you have like a chili powder company, let's say, as red as your hair, Becky.
As red as your hair.
Thank you.
Yes, we're both redheads.
Well, she had red hair too.
Yeah.
I could get into that.
Oh yeah.
When he took off her titchels or whatever, and he was like red. I was like, ooh,
like nice. I got there. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm reviewing this with Jenny.
But so if you move into if I kept kosher and I had just moved into my apartment, I would have to kosher my kitchen.
Okay.
Which means like, I think at the very least, like pouring boiling water over everything and salting it or something like that. Like in the ancient times, they would dip all of their dishes in the ocean or in the mikveh or whatever. So you have to make everything koshered. So it's just that on a bigger scale. So like the factory has to be a kosher factory, which means it needs to be koshered correctly within all the kosher rules. And also like there's a rabbi, quote unquote, an inspector, a kosher inspector, if you will, who comes and like makes sure. Everyone's like, oh, we got a kosher. The kosher inspector is here. Which he has to come and essentially give his and then also like say a blessing or like there's some things you need. There's like some things you need to do,
right?
And so that makes your facility kosher.
I see, because I totally thought it was like, well, it's just like no dairy, no meat, and like that was it, you know?
No, it goes far.
Yeah,
and there's even different levels of kashrut.
Yeah,
like those little symbols on the box. It'll be like, so there's different levels of that too. Like some people, just a K isn't good enough. They need the triangle with the circle or whatever. They need like the higher level of kosher, and I don't really even know how that gets delineated, but some people are intense. So like, Yeah, there's a whole brand called Delish that makes spices.
Oh, yeah, I know Delish. I have some Delish spices. I had no idea it was kosher.
Yeah, those are the kosher spices.
Yeah. Oh, so it's funny. I'm so sorry I'm going back to
this. But also, she
didn't
need to tell anybody.
No!
Couldn't you just been like, oops, I used unkosher chili powder. My bad. Like, I'm not going to say anything.
No.
Nobody would know.
No one would know. And it's like... I mean, was she making... Unless she was, like, making...
Also, the most important thing to me is that the meat is kosher.
Yeah, that's the one thing. And, like, also, like, what if she was making this brisket for whoever, and she goes in and she makes it and doesn't say anything, and then people are like, whoa, Sephora, this is
I know, they're like, this is amazing.
Like,
she'd be like, oops. I mean, I guess it's kind of rude. I guess it's like giving meat to a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, Jenny.
Which is rude.
There was one time, I don't know if you remember this, but you were having you were having a Seder at your house, and I think I said I'd find the lamb bone or whatever for the Seder plate. And I went to this is so bad. I went to a pet store, and I got, like, a dog bone. And I was like,
oh, yeah. I remember that.
I was like, I did tell you that. Okay, because I was like, I hope I'm not, but...
but with me, I wouldn't care. I don't wouldn't care.
I know, but I felt like, oh my God.
It's just a symbol.
But I was like, fuck, where do I get a lamb bone? I'm not going to buy a lamb.
I mean, I think if you lived in the world of these people, they would crucify you.
Oh,
you know?
They'd be like, bye.
Not me.
Another thing. When I first moved out here, I had this, like, part-time job, and I lasted for maybe 3 weeks, but it was with a guy who, like, lived in, like, the Orthodox community, like, over in West Hollywood or something. And he had, like, two different like sinks for, you know, one is for the spoons that you use with milk, and the other was...
That's cool.
But what was interesting... Well, no, that's not interesting. He used to... he would leave transcripts of, like, sexy chats he had with women just lying around.
What?
And, like, he would print it out and like, would ask me to, like, you know, kind of organize his desk or files, and I would see them. And then I quit, you know, because I'm like...
Who was he chatting with?
I don't know.
So he wasn't married, or?
He wasn't married, and, you know, kept strict kosher, was Orthodox, all this stuff.
He was Orthodox.
He was Orthodox.
So he was doing something secret.
He was doing something secret.
He was having secret sexy time.
I guess secret sexy time. And it wasn't even, like... Like, I didn't read all of them, but I was just, like, organizing them, and I just, like, see, like, this, like, not, like, you know, kind of, like, so, like, what are you doing right now? Anything sexy? And
I love that he would print it out.
Yeah, and, like, he would leave it out in the open, and I would be in his house.
Ew,
and it was, like,
I think he meant for you to see that.
I have a feeling about that. And, like, and so when you were mentioning the rabbi thing, and I'm like, oh, my God, like, what was... I don't want to, like, characterize all Orthodox Jews as, like, whatever, but, like, it was an experience
I think with a lot of, like, super religious people, there's a lot of what's the word? There's a lot of suppressed, like, desire,
yes,
you know.
Sure.
And so it comes out in weird ways, inappropriate ways.
Yeah,
because you have all this suppressed stuff that you can't get out, or you know you're not allowed to, or whatever. I think with any super religious people.
Sure, yeah.
Like, I went out with a guy who used to be super Christian, and he had, like, some real big issues.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jenny just, like, nodded at me. I just know everyone is, like, she just gave me this knowing nod. Well, how did you feel about the fact that she covered her head, like, with the scarves, as opposed to, like...
I thought that was interesting. I know I've seen that before. Mm-hmm. I know, because a lot of women just wear shadels.
Yeah.
Which is like a wig.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess actually, this book kind of made me realize, like, oh, I understand the idea of, like, keeping something secret.
Yeah.
Or, like, keeping something just for your husband. That's kind of sexy,
I thought that was really hot.
Yeah.
Because it's like wearing lingerie, you know.
Totally.
Like, you're wearing it to work, but you know it's, like, for your partner.
Yeah, like, I have a secret. Yeah. I think secrets can be fun.
Yeah, I thought that was hot. When, like, he was taking her scarves off, and he sees her hair, and the book makes it describe that it's, like, this flowing, beautiful red hair.
I know.
But if my hair that I hadn't cut forever was underneath scarves,
it would be, like, matted down.
The mess that would come out of
I know
the scarves.
It would just be, like, frizzy. My hair would just be, like, frizzy and matted and sweaty.
Yeah. I'd be like, yikes, give me 1 second.
Just let me brush this. Yeah. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be like taking your ponytail down and it's like luxurious.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but that is romance novel to me.
Of course, yeah. Oh, it was, and like her body's perfect, and
and she's super thin.
Yeah, and he's perfect. And but yeah, that's the kind of the thing. What was like your favorite sexy scene?
I guess. Hold for sound.
Hold for sound. There's an airplane. That's fine.
I guess it was. Oh God, it's so hard because like, okay, the little bird stuff really made me cringe.
Yeah,
it was really hard, and also that he flipped so effortlessly and so quickly into like sexy Elon.
Yeah,
from like weird withholding awkward Elon. That was so alarming to me. Like, how did this flip so fast? Like he just knows exactly what to say and do, and he's super comfortable in the bedroom and like hella horny.
Yeah.
But I guess I kind of think it was maybe the one that I read.
Right. Yeah.
Like before they get into all the BDSM stuff. Was just like the kind of initial. Oh, you know what? I actually kind of liked the even before they had like sex, like just their initial attraction in the butcher shop.
Yeah, totally.
Like that was fun for me to read, and I almost wish that we would have gotten more of that leading up to them being married.
Yeah, I would have loved to see like an actual scene of their first date.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I really wanted that too, like to understand their attraction together more.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, we talked about this, we talked about that. But I'm like, it seems like every time there was a scene between the two of them, they actually didn't speak at all.
Right, yeah. And it's like we would want, because I understand like this is a novella and the author wanted to go straight to the sexy stuff and like, you know, explore that world of already being married. But like, man, I would want to see what a weird first date with those two are like.
I wanted more of like their attraction because I was told that they were attracted to each other, but I wanted to see it.
Totally. Yeah. No, I agree. I didn't like it because it was hot. I liked it because it was interesting when he's dipping candle wax on her.
Oh.
And he dips it on her arms. Yeah. And she's like, I don't like that.
Oh,
and it was like the first time I had read a BDSM thing where a woman was like, or, you know, a character was like, no. And,
interesting.
And that was like, to me, was very interesting.
Okay, that's interesting because I feel like, and maybe this was just because this was like their sexy talk, but I feel like he was kind of like, fine.
Right. Yeah, he was like that.
Or he was like, next time you'll do it or whatever. Yeah. Like, and he had to like, I guess that's part of the thing is like she has to ask for permission for him to not do that.
But I feel like, but I felt like maybe that's part of the act.
Yeah, I guess that's part of it.
But I think it was like she was like, no, I don't want to do this, but was like, no, I don't want to do this, but maybe next time. And he's like, okay, maybe next time. But I wonder if that was like them in their like sexy characters.
I actually like. I was like, don't they have to have like a safe word or something? Don't they need to like discuss terms? What is like, I mean, I read 50 Shades of Grey, you know, where there was like paperwork to sign. Right, like, or whatever. Like, we talk about what you like, what you don't like. Like, what's it? Like, it started making me nervous because I'm like, she's tied up. Like, does she? And she kept being like, she doesn't even know if she totally knows him or trusts him. And I'm like, you can't get tied up in a sex way with somebody you don't know if you trust.
It was very, yes. Yeah.
That was like a little frightening to me. Like, don't they need to discuss this a little bit more? I felt like she was just like, I don't know what's happening. And like, I want her to know what was happening.
Yeah. Oh, sure. I mean, for me, I was like, I know this is going to be okay. This is a romance. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, I know that.
Yeah.
Like,
but like, have it be again. But like, can't you be like, okay, so tonight when we have sex, like, this is what we're going to do. And then you can like pretend that it's a surprise.
Yeah. No, totally. Because it was weird when she would like walk into the room and there was like some sort of contraption and she's like, she's
like, what's this going to be? I mean, I guess that's I guess if you trust the person, I just didn't really feel that she actually felt comfortable with him.
Right.
I always felt like this was the first time you were having sex with him and you didn't actually like trust him yet.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What if, so.
I don't know. It was like, this is all too fast for me.
No, I get it. I feel like This is it's so funny because like, okay, you did read 50 Shades of Grey, but like this was
so I guess I have read a romance novel.
Yeah, that's definitely romance.
Right. I mean, I definitely skimmed it because it just wasn't a very, this was better.
Oh,
like I was actually more into the story than the sex in this one.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not a fan of 50 Shades.
50 Shades of Grey was just bad.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, what if their safe word was, like, sheket b'vakasha?
Which means be quiet in Hebrew.
Yeah. And that was something, like at sleepaway camp when we were all, like, fucking around, everyone would be like, sheket, and we would be like, b'vakasha.
Yeah.
Hey. And like, if that was...
That would be a really funny safe word.
Yeah.
It was like Yiddish.
Yeah. Or like oi is, no, that's not.
Oi vey.
Oh, okay. Now I want to talk about the happily ever after.
Good.
That final scene.
Okay, good.
So in the final scene, you think they're on the verge of divorce, and and because she's just like, this guy doesn't love me, and then we have him. She is at work, and he comes in, and he has followed her throughout her day, and he's like, I'm ready for a divorce, and he's like, I wish I didn't love you. And she's like, we're getting divorced. And he's like, I didn't say I don't love you. I wish I didn't love you. And then he has this speech of like why he loves her.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Me too.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I loved it. That's my favorite part.
I was in tears. I was like, this is so beautiful.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think like I love a profession of love.
Oh,
that's always my favorite thing in any romance, love movie, anything.
Yeah.
I love a big profession of love.
Mm-hmm.
I also loved that he like watched her teach and liked it.
Yes.
That was great.
Yeah.
Like he got like really into it and horny for it and was like, you're a strong, cool, smart lady.
Yeah.
And he liked that.
Yeah.
And that made him love her more.
Yeah. What I loved was that he had pride in his wife, not because she could like give him cool babies, but like, you know, because of like her strength and her intelligence.
Yeah.
And that I was like, that was hot.
Yeah, me too.
And like sweet and
stuff. I mean, it kind of sucked that like she had to like wait to hear that, you know, she was like, well, he hates me.
Yeah.
And then he had to be like, I love you. And she's like, great.
I know.
Love you.
Yeah. Yeah, like it is weird that like, you know, to have to like live throughout your day not knowing if your husband is going to divorce you.
I guess if you're having to be in that situation, this is the best possible circumstance.
Holy shit, yeah.
You're super horny, you're getting sexually fulfilled, and you love each other.
Yeah, and he's like, fuck my family for judging you, fuck this community, you're my wife, I love you, we're going to do this together.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
and it kind of sounded like his first wife kind of was similar.
Yeah.
Because she thought he was all perfect, but then somebody mentions that like maybe she wasn't, or...
Yeah, well, there was something, now I'm going back to something that bothered me, but like because this was such a beautiful moment of discussing this scene, but like he had a wife who passed away. He's a widower, and he said that his parents were waiting for her to pass away so he could find a new wife and have kids.
That was so fucked up. That's dark.
That's dark shit. And it's like, and so when he like is suddenly like professes his love for Sephora, it is like going against like his family who doesn't like her, who are like all they care about is kids, and like that. I thought that's what made this scene very powerful.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I liked that part a lot. I thought that was great. And it was like on her home turf. It was like in her classroom and like great.
Yeah.
You're back on board. And then they have like a happy ending.
They do. They have that final scene where she's pregnant and he gives her a rope corset.
But also I was like, can you get tied up when you're pregnant?
Oh, I know.
I don't know. That made me worry.
I was very worried for that child. Especially because like he puts like this, I had to look up what a rope corset looks like, because he's like, you know, he bound her in a corset. And it's like, oh, is that gonna like hurt your I'm
stomach?
Touching, or like, you know, affect the. I
guess not, but
it's gonna. I mean, we all know.
I guess it was just like, this is our happy ending.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was sweet. So, do you have any final thoughts about the book?
Gosh, you know, it really brought up a lot for me.
Me too.
It was like difficult to read. I mean, it wasn't difficult because I did really like the story. I think I was too close. I was very close to the subject material.
Yeah.
So it was just triggering in a way.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I understand that it was triggering, but just like hearing your thoughts on it and listening to your experience has been just so fascinating for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm sorry if it brought up any
No,
moments,
I think we both thought it would be fun. Like, we're Jews.
I thought it was
we'll
great
read a
fun.
Jewish one.
Yeah, I thought this was great fun, and
I liked it though. It was fun to read. Like, it definitely made me be like, oh, I could get behind romance novels. Like, now it made me want to read another one. I read like an excerpt in the back of this one they had first, and I was like, oh, that sounds more my speed. Like something like that, or I could find one with subject material that I was really into and read that. That's kind of fun to figure out. Like,
sure.
Because it's fun. It's fun to read, and it's just a fantasy, and it's great.
It was great. Yeah. Do you have like an overall rating for it?
What do you do, 1 to 10?
Or I do A through F. Or,
a grade?
A grade. And then you can say like a hard A or a soft
D. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to give it a hard C.
Okay. Yeah. I hear ya. Okay, so I gave it a hard A.
Whoa!
I have to say, because it wasn't because of the sex thing, it was because of the story. And I thought this book was an experiment that the author did based on a prompt that she had, and she did something really
cool. Yeah,
she did something really creative with it. It's not like any of the romance novels I've read before. The fact that a lot of it infuriated me, I think maybe was because of my investment in the book.
Totally.
So I gave it an A.
I mean, that's good. I think it was well written.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it really was.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jenny, thank you so much for being a guest today.
You're
I had
welcome.
so much fun.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Yay!
Thank you so much to Jenny for being a guest today. Quick author shout out before I go. If you like fashion and stories about the trials and tribulations of finding love, definitely check out Clutch by Lisa Becker. It is an adorable story about the dating misadventures of a handbag designer, Carolyn, and it's now available on Amazon, and you can get more information at lisawbecker.com. Thank you guys so much for listening to Too Stupid to Live, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.